The Roula and Ryan Show.
With Eric.
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Hey, sleepyhead.
Featuring Special K.
Nobody asked you, Kevin!
And Sam.
You've waited long enough.
How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula.
Macaroni and cheese hot dog.
Ryan. I am the worst DJ ever. With Eric.
We're the champions of the world!
104.1 KRDE.
Good morning.
Morning, Houston, Texas. And if we have to be in a good mood for you, so you can be, because it's Monday. It's Monday, March 31st of 2025, and it's the whole gang. 6:03 a.m. Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam. Now listen, March 31 babies. I thought of you yesterday because a lot of times it's your birthday month, but you're on the last day. Like tomorrow is a whole new month. So unless you cognitively think about really enjoying all the birthday bonuses you could have in your birthday month, if it doesn't feel like it hits until your birthday, well, the month is over today.
That's fine, because you're
get
only
that
supposed
free
to have
drink,
a day.
that free
Yeah, I
breakfast,
know.
that one thing, whatever you're supposed to do on your birthday.
Nothing ticks me off that I see Facebook. This is my birthday month. Screw you.
My birthday
You're that much of a narcissist.
month.
You think
Hey,
we all have
it's-
to bow down to you for a
It's
month.
Eric Palooza
I don't think
in
that's how
January.
people don't think
Well, they
they're
say that.
narcissists just
My
because
aunt used to do that.
they just want to
It
celebrate.
sounds like an aunt you didn't like. If you loved this aunt, you'd be like, my aunt used to do birthday month, and it was the best.
She was
That's why
great.
I do birthday month.
Maybe because I knew a lot of people with that same month, and I'm like, what makes you better than that? Everyone else in
I don't
August?
think they're saying they're better than anybody else. I mean, they're just being silly and fun.
You know what I think is great about this, Eric, about birthday month? There are, unfortunately, a lot of people that don't have anyone in their lives to give two craps about their birthday. So at least they can lean in and say, well, at least XYZ place is giving me 25% off.
Can you get anything for the month?
For the month, yes.
I've never
Somebody
seen month
posted
stuff. I always
this.
see for the day.
Somebody
of.
that I follow on Instagram had posted like a chart saying when people were giving them birthday wishes, and then somebody sent them this, so they were forwarding it along. It's for anybody's birthday month. It's of places that will honor your birthday on your birthday day or within the month of your birthday. And it's like, get a free drink here, get a free side here, get 50% off here, get 25% off here. And I was like, I got to screenshot that and go check it out. Like, I know Kendra Scott does 50% off something that you want to buy in her store for your birthday
Is that
month.
after
Your birthday
COVID stuff,
month.
trying to get people back in the stores and they're coming back all month?
I don't know, because when
Smart.
I was with
Yeah.
my daughter and we walked by one, and my daughter was like, Mommy, it's still your birthday month. You can go get 50% off of something in there. And I was like, I really don't have time to do shopping, but let's just go in there and look. So I looked at some things, but I didn't have time to I was like, we gotta go. And I said, I'll come back. Well, today I better go back. It's the last day of my birthday month.
Isn't it funny how how different we are? Like, you enjoy doing things like that. I think as a guy, it's like going to Home Depot is like, that's kind of the fun thing to do. Getting things for the house.
That's a dad thing
And
to
Costco is my place.
Costco's yours?
Yeah, because it's got everything.
do. Costco
And
is
food.
a challenge. You go in there and try and leave out without spending at least $100. You can't be done.
Until Home Depot starts giving us pretzels or something.
Oh, that
Then
would
I'll
be lovely.
They should.
Home Depot, are you
$1.50?
listening?
Yeah.
Lowe's, are you listening?
Hello?
Hot dog and a Pepsi for $1.50. Home Depot's going to give you a pretzel and a beer.
Oh, I can't wait for
Or food
Costco.
trucks outside. That would
that'd
be
be so awesome.
smart.
Costco distills the Pepsi there. I'm waiting for the day when they make the changeover
switch it?
because it's happening.
Wait, to what?
Coke products.
Oh, they did get bought out or something? Oh, they got the contract for Costco?
Yeah, they went back to Coke.
Oh,
They used to be Coke back in the day, I guess.
Well, let me tell you about Pepsi, because I was saying that there's something the other day about remember how monstrous the Pepsi brand was? It was the Super Bowl sponsor.
Michael
It had-
Jackson did commercials.
it-
Madonna
Britney
did
Spears,
commercials.
Beyonce, Madonna. They had every massive pop star doing a Pepsi commercial.
And they still were losing.
Still doesn't make it taste better.
And they didn't, and they have kind of like leaned back on that over the years. And I read this story a couple weeks ago, maybe it was a week and a half ago, about this drink that was on Shark Tank. I like the competitor, which I think was first, called Olipop. But there's a drink called Poppy that got bought by Pepsi now for $1 billion.
Oh, is that who owns Poppy?
Yeah, Pepsi owns it now.
Oh.
But Poppy was just in the news in December because somebody did a deep dive and said it doesn't have any probiotics, it doesn't have any fiber, it's lying to you. And I'm thinking that's crazy. Like, why wouldn't Pepsi have
And the
jumped
kids
over the
know it.
Olipop train instead of the Poppy train?
Kids know it too, because I talked to my daughter and her friends. They all that stuff's the stuff that they lied about their probiotic stuff.
yeah.
Do you know how many people do?
You spend $1 billion for a product that's based on a lie.
Yeah,
a lot of companies do it.
because they could have pulled out in December when that story hit. If the wheels were already turning for the purchase, I don't know. I got to find out more details. How did Pepsi not pull out after the scandal of this drink doesn't do anything?
I've never tasted it. Have you guys tried it?
I have tried
have some in
I've
my
tried them
house.
both. That's why I like Olipop more than Poppy.
You would be surprised how many companies will make these fraudulent claims. My friend, she is a class action. Oh, Kevin, I got to introduce you. She would, you would
You
love
make a
her.
lot of money just signing on.
So she is a class action lawyer, and a big time lawyer too.
On DC, right?
Yeah, she's in DC, and she sued Kashi, who claimed that they were all natural, no genetically modified. She won $400 million.
That'd be nice.
Holy crap.
That, you know,
What was
She's
her
a lot of work into that, though.
30%?
oh yeah, I
And
mean,
that wasn't like a 1 year thing. That was probably like a
It might
10
take
year
4 or 5 years.
lawsuit.
yeah. I mean, I don't think it took 4 or 5 years, but I mean, you would be surprised. You know, she would talk to me. She's like a really good friend, and she would talk to me and say, "You have no idea how many companies do this."
But it sucks. We
Like
all
a
wanna-
straight up lie.
You want to trust the label. We go shopping, we
Right.
look at the label, and we like to believe it.
Well, that's how the whole. How many foods have we? I'm surprised. Like the History Channel hasn't done this. Like food scandals. You know, like all these
Food
foods
scandals.
that we're supposed to be like, this is healthy for you, but really it's full of sugar. Even though they say it's no fat, there's 400 grams of sugar nobody paid attention to. Or is that really a scam? No, it's just uneducated. Like we don't have education.
Like fast food, we know what fast food is.
You know, it's not
Yeah.
good for you.
Yeah.
But it's so damn good.
I was trying to explain to my daughter, she's on this cranberry juice kick, like a cranberry strawberry mix or cran apple or whatever. And she went to the store with my husband. They came back with another jug of cranberry, like the juice mix, right? Cranberry, strawberry, whatever. I go, don't we already have one of these? She goes, no, I already finished it. And I go, honey, do you see how many grams of sugar is in that in like one glass? And she's like, but it says it has like only 100 calories. I go, look at the grams of sugar.
Yeah.
Y'all, 27 grams of sugar in this cran strawberry.
For those of us that don't,
I was like, oh my God.
what
Well,
does,
one teaspoon
what does
is
that mean?
4 grams. So think of how many teaspoons you're putting in there if there's 29 grams. 7 1/4 teaspoons in one glass.
So that'd be the same as just grabbing a canister
And
of
she's
sugar.
not
and,
cutting it with water. Is
She was not cutting it with
Yeah,
water.
that's-
So I just was like,
Made it
okay,
worse.
maybe we're going to lean on back on the juice. That's why the pediatricians always say, cut down the juices and the sodas, the juices
Cavity.
and the
Well,
sodas.
What I learned is there's a cranberry cocktail and there's a cranberry juice. The cranberry juice
Oh,
is
yes.
the right stuff. The cranberry cocktail.
It's real tart.
It has a lot of sugar in it and mixes with other fruits and stuff that.
Well,
I'm so
yesterday I was like-
shocked. I'm so shocked you haven't.
Well, I was about to say, I was running around yesterday playing Uber to the volleyball gamers, and I was in the parking lot of the grocery store listening to the U of H game. And here's the most maddening thing about listening to the U of H game. I don't know the players' names on either team.
Yeah.
So when the commentators are saying, so-and-so's down the lane, I'm like, is that our guy?
Yeah.
Is that
Oh,
our
is that
guy?
our guy?
But yay, go
Gonna
Cavs!
cry early.
Final four, final
69 to 50, and now.
Oh, my gosh.
Why do we have to wait so long? Because it's going to be in San Antonio.
My
for
wife
the
said, I'm
Final
like,
Four.
what do you mean? This is how they've always done it. They always play
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then you
I
play
guess-
for this weekend. And they went to Indiana to play Purdue, which was like 65
It was
miles
like
away.
home court.
And then Tennessee's only 5 hours away. So they had 2 games they were playing with crowds that hated them. And now they got to come back home to San Antonio.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, let's go.
I'm glad I got
Cougs
my-
fans. Show up in San
I
Antonio.
got my hotel the day before.
So you're going to the Alamo Dome.
I got it before.
Woohoo!
I'm not going to the game. I was going to take my daughter to Six Flags. I just happens to be there.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
my
you're
God, that'd be
there.
so fun, though, if you go.
should.
I don't think she cares about basketball.
Oh, too bad your wife does. Too bad your wife's not taking it or going.
Yeah, but I mean,
They're
how
going
many
to
of
New
those?
York, so I'm like,
that's
oh,
right.
How
so
many
I'm-
of those kid shows did you have to suffer through?
I make her-
She can suffer through a game with you.
It is fun, man. I went when we had it here in Houston, not the last time, but the time before, and it's so cool.
Final
'Cause you got
Four.
all these people there, like you said, really, these are kids.
Yeah.
I mean, I know now they get
This
paid.
is their
but-
glory time.
But there's 4 different, colleges in that big dome. So you
Yeah.
got 20,000 of each, just cheering for each one, fighting back and forth. Not physically, but
Yeah, I
it's
don't
just
know.
fun.
Doing battle, yeah.
This is the first time in how many years U of H has been to the Final Four?
Oh,
I don't know the
gosh.
numbers. But it's been a while. It's been a
This
hot
is their
minute.
7th time.
I know, but how many times since the last time?
They
I mean, how
never
many
won.
years since the last time? I mean, we've only won
2 years ago or 3 years ago.
to the Final Four.
2021.
I have to look it
I think
up.
it was 2021.
But
They
go
went-
Cougs, that was so
They got beat
exciting.
by Baylor, and Baylor, I think, won it all.
Oh, did you
Oh,
see?
that's right. That's right.
yeah.
And Baylor
See
won it all.
Kelvin cut down the net.
Yeah.
It was like on the front page of the Cron.
And then the Astros squeaked out that win from the Mets in that series.
They won the series, and the Rockets won by almost 40 points last night.
Oh, wow.
40 points.
Holy crap, who they play?
Phoenix.
Oh, my gosh.
We have all their picks, so
All right.
it was a great weekend for Houston sports.
Well, coming up next in Celebrity Scoop, Chapel Roan says something that could be controversial, could be, but as a parent, I can't hate her for what she said about kids. But some people might.
This is hard for someone to say that when they have no kids.
Well, let's just talk
You don't
about
have
Nixon
kids.
Scoop.
I can't wait to hear
I
this.
saw that all over my Instagram this
Yeah.
weekend.
Especially because Sam's living this life right now. And I can't say she's totally wrong, but it doesn't sound right to say she's right. Let's just talk about Nixon Scoop.
nice.
Here's your weather today.
It is going to be a gorgeous day. Sunshine, lots of it. It should be a high around 84 degrees. Right now, 73 degrees at 6:30.
Ryan, go. KRBE's Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
Celebrity Scoop.
It's brought to you by Taquerías Arrandas. Now let me give you a little go
Final four,
Monday.
baby.
Yeah, that was so exciting yesterday. Even though I couldn't watch it on TV, I was listening to it in the car, and I didn't know who had the ball, but I just knew the score was good. I was like, it wasn't like
killing it,
Purdue
Roula.
where we were like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? Purdue? I had to turn it off.
Yeah, final score
I could not.
69-50.
What? You missed the...
Yes, I had to wake up to find out if we won or not. I cannot handle
What?
sports stress.
You can go to bed and not know.
Oh yes, I was so tired. I was like, you know what? I'm not sitting around for this just to be
not
disappointed
even
if it's
fun.
this close. I'm so
Yeah,
mad.
if you're
I'll be
that
so
tired.
mad.
Not knowing,
No.
laying in bed, I'd toss and turn.
No,
That
you're
was-
talking to the girl that has turned off Astros World Series games. I can't take it. I have walked out of Minute Maid Park, now Daikin Park, because of the stress. I take it way too seriously. It's not good for my health, so I know to just shut it off and turn off the
If you
stress.
took
and
it
just
seriously
wait
enough,
for
you'd
the
have
thing.
to stay around and see what happened.
No,
Sleep
it's
and just-
fine.
Well, are you going to watch?
It's good.
Put your head in the sand.
They're going to take on Duke Saturday night, 7:49.
Yeah.
Number one offense versus number one defense.
So I was looking to see how many times we made the Final Four. We have made the Final Four 7 times, and yes, in 2021 we unfortunately lost to Baylor, but Baylor won the whole thing. So can you be mad?
Yeah.
If they won the whole thing?
yeah.
Yeah. This could have been us.
If we had
Well,
a
maybe this is
championship
our
and
year.
won, no. Then yeah.
So yeah, Duke is a 5-time national champion. I remember at the end of the game when I was still listening to the commentators, the guy was like, who sounds like Kevin Burkhardt, which I think does every single sport, including hockey, but it wasn't Kevin Burkhardt. He was like, well, it's going to be a really great matchup because University of Houston is doing so great. And then, Duke has the national following because they've won so many times. So it'll be a really great matchup to watch this. I'm like,
Both
shut
teams, I mean, people don't realize the Cougs have been good in basketball for many decades. They just had that bad run from like 1987 to 2012.
Just that little,
that bad
little
30-year
hiccup
run.
there for
But they
15
went to a
years.
smaller conference and stuff.
if you go to University of Houston, maybe this has also made your rounds, but it made my rounds because I'm an alumni of Kelvin Sampson on campus when he first got to campus, going around to students and making deals with them. They're going to come to the game tonight. You're going to come to the game? When I see the game? And they showed you like what it looked like in the venue when they played. It was like nothing all the way to now, and it's like sold out every time. So
What
it's
was that
pretty cool.
story you were doing last week about Kelvin? You said everybody calls him Kevin.
He
and-
said his mother told him,
Grown
don't
up.
ever let anybody call you Kevin. Your name is Kelvin.
Kelvin.
You correct them. That's why he was correcting the reporter who said Gonzaga. He said it's Gonzaga. It's like, if somebody calls you
We'll see it
Rao,
fast.
Eric, and you're like, it's Roe. Like, no, it's actually Rao, or is it Roe?
I don't think Eric even knows.
I don't even know now. I'm like, what is my last name? Crap.
I'm going to tell you every time. I know your last name.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you know how I
It
have
is
a crazy
Rao, but I don't
memory.
think I've
It's
said
Rao. So officially it is Rao, not Roe.
Yeah, but here in Texas I say row.
Roe sounds cool.
Row.
Well,
Row.
when you want to get mad at something, how about this story? I don't know if it's going to make you mad or not. It's very controversial for those who have children to hear somebody who doesn't have children say this. But Chapel Roan is 27 years old. So in her wheelhouse, her life is touring and recording and doing the grind for pop music. And when most 27-year-olds might have a circle of friends who are getting married and having babies. And so she does have that part of her life. And here's what she said about children. Here's the clip.
All of my friends who have kids are in hell. I don't know anyone. I actually don't know anyone who's like happy and has children at this age. I have like a 1-year-old, like 3-year-old, 4 and under, 5 and under. I literally have not met anyone who's happy, anyone who has like light in their eyes, anyone who has slept.
Light in their eyes?
I can't fault her to be like, that's terrible. That is you're in the trenches. When they're 5 and under and you have more than one for sure, you are in the trenches. There are those cutesy moments, but you're so in the survival mode. You love having kids, but you're telling me like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I'm so tired.
But the good outweighs the bad.
That's what I was
right,
thinking.
of
I feel like
course.
that's a bold
It's like,
statement.
okay, you're 27. If you don't have kids, by the time you're 60, these people, you're going to be the opposite. You'll be the sad one because you will have nobody there that wants to care for you and be part of your
Amen.
family.
Yeah, well,
That's
I feel
so
like
spot on.
when you're on the outside and you're seeing your friends in the trenches, all you are seeing or you're thinking about is what she just said.
That's
And
true.
they're not happy. They're like, oh my God, there's
That's
no light.
true.
They don't
But they're also
sleep.
going to complain
But
about
they don't
stuff
see all the
to-
cutesy stuff and all those awesome
Oh my
moments you have
God,
at home that you just love your kids so
the
much and they're so
warmth
damn cute.
that you feel in your
But
heart.
she's also a rock star or a pop star.
Pop star.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
And at
living the life.
27,
Big
I
deal.
feel like I would feel the same way. When I hit
Yeah.
30, then I was like, okay, I guess now I need to grow up and have like a baby or something.
I guess
You
I
guys
have
were
that
like 4 or
baby
5 by then, or
something.
3 or something.
Maybe
There's
if
a-
I was stayed in PA.
Yeah,
You
you would
have
have
it,
had.
like-
You
I'm
probably,
just-
you probably
You
had
think so?
babies like 8 years ago.
Whoa. Actually, probably.
You know,
I bet you,
You think
Sam.
so?
Yeah,
Not
I
8, but
thought
maybe
like going to
6.
college, like as soon as Mark and I graduated, I thought that we were supposed to be engaged and like get pregnant.
That's what a lot of people
And I was
do.
22.
Yeah, see.
Thank God that did not happen.
Just get the caravan for the kids.
yeah,
No, it's
right?
funny
We'd probably
when
be
you-
living in my
when
parents'
you go
basement.
to a small town where there's really nothing to do.
I mean, it wasn't a small town I lived in, but
Hey, Harrisburg is
Yeah.
pretty. Isn't that the
it's capital.
capital or
Yeah.
something?
I guess like when I go visit the hometown I was born in, it's like all my friends some of them have grandkids now. I mean, they start early. There's nothing
Well,
to do.
I guess in smaller towns, let's think about this. This is for the age as a conversation. Anybody who's from a small town, that's just what kind of happened. It was the evolution was school into marriage or skip school and just get married and have kids and all that. Because my sisters and I would always, I remember, I think it was probably 15 years old the first time my oldest sister said, do you know what our lives would be if Dad never came here from Greece? He would have been a farmer. And all of us, if we even were born because it was an arranged marriage, then all of us would have been like farmer daughters, and we probably would have been married off by like 19 in other arranged marriages, and we'd have like 5 kids each. And I was like, oh my God, that is so crazy because I think you're right.
And that would be your
I
life.
was like,
Yeah, but
I mean,
it just depends on the individual. My mother will say things to me like that. If I hadn't pressured your dad into taking this job in Houston, you'd be working in a factory and not doing anything with your life. And I find that kind of insulting. Like you're trying to tell me that I wouldn't be able to rise above or do something more.
Well, parents know best. That's because I worked in a factory, right?
Yeah.
I did all that stuff. I grew up in a small town in a
And
factory.
look what you did.
Eric did
You
that.
rose above.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Right, 'cause
That's
you
what I was
got
joking. 'cause,
stuck. Yeah.
You find your way.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's different. Everyone has a different path and story. There's so many people live here. It's just amazing that so many people get married in small towns when the pot is, or it's smaller people. Mm-hmm. Less
yeah,
people to
the
find.
fishbowl is.
So here, there's so many more people to find. You can find love every day. There's so many choices, and a lot of people don't. Is
Or
that
they
why?
do,
Because
and
there's so
then
many
they're on
choices.
roses. Because they found too many people.
Oh,
Too
yeah.
many choices.
Those small towns.
Comments at 37530 about Chapel Roan making that statement at 27 years old with no kids about all her friends who have kids are in hell. This person says, there are people, Eric, with many kids, all in caps, that are all alone in nursing homes. Not all parents are good. And not all kids are good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
You could be a good parent and your kids are like, oh, well, we all moved away. I really had this revelation yesterday. Not that I haven't thought of it before, but my parents coming to Houston, having 5 kids, and at some point we were all kind of spread out, but we all kind of came back to center. I live in the same town as all my siblings. I don't know how rare that
nice.
is.
It's really
That's
nice.
pretty. I feel
is.
that's pretty rare. Someone's going to head on out.
2025.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
my sister and I both did the East Coast thing. And then the other 3
But you also have a
stayed
family
pretty
business.
local, and we have a family business.
That's
yes,
That's probably what keeps you local.
and I just was thinking, gosh, because I told my daughters, I go,
3 work there.
I did not grow up with one aunt, one uncle, nothing, and here your life is like, well, if I'm really in a bind, I can call Thea Kathy to come kind of bail me out. I didn't have that when I was growing up. My mom didn't have anybody to help her, and so I said, it's really amazing that you get to see your first cousin or you get to see your aunt whenever we can plan it or stop by the family restaurant, because there's so many people who just don't have anybody around. And that's I just wanted to, but there are people who are in the same town as their parents and they put them in a nursing home. Or the people who are in a nursing home, their kids moved away, and that's just how life has to
Do you
be
think
because of their
sometimes-
jobs.
But sometimes nursing homes, it helps, if you don't know how to take care of them right.
Or
if
they
need
Right. If
a
they
lot of
need
help.
medical
They get social interaction with people
Yeah, it's
their own
fun to-
age.
I'd rather hang out with than just be at your house,
Alone.
rolled around in
Yeah.
a wheelchair. I'd rather be with a bunch of people my age where we could actually play
And have your independence.
cards, games, tell
Instead of being stuck
stories,
in the house.
have entertainment there.
That's how I visited my
like
Grammy.
Landman. Have you ever seen Landman?
No.
They take care of all the retirement people.
They do.
Yeah, watch that. You'll see.
Well, you're saying it with
He's
some
smiling.
funny face, like what? They some strippers or something?
Yep. Well,
Did they really?
The other lady takes
Oh
them
my God, for real?
takes them to a strip club, and they have a blast.
I'm sure they do.
Oh, wow. Look at that. All right. Well, guess what, guys? It's March 31st. It is the end of the month, which means it's Dumb Question Amnesty Day, which means you can ask a dumb question. You have amnesty from ridicule. We would never make fun of you for
can ask
asking
us
a question
anything.
that sounds so silly and ridiculous. You know, some of our Hall of Fame questions in the past. Does no cover for ladies mean we can't wear tops
That was
at a club? A new 21-year-old going out to bars did not understand no cover for the ladies.
That was funny.
Meant no tops. We're like, no,
like
that means no cover charge.
and that one, like, why do those trucks like UPS that have no doors?
They have doors. They just keep them open because there's no AC.
No AC in the car.
Yeah.
And then the
They
other
have
one,
to have doors.
most famous, is what part of the fish is the filet mignon? And it was
Oh, yeah, filet-o-fish.
filet is
That was almost like a Jessica
a
Simpson
filet of
moment.
fish versus filet mignon is a steak.
This only works, though, if you call.
All right,
Exactly.
the number is 833-390-KRBE. That's 833. Got to get that in the area
sure?
code. What is the area code? 833-390-KRBE.
And you can make personal stuff, too. Go ahead.
Sure. Could your question land in the Hall of Fame of Dumb Question Amnesty? Well, I don't
Personal
know.
stuff.
Let's see what happens next on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
104.1 KRBE.
Now, time for Dumb Question Amnesty on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
This is why we call it that. People are like, what? Here's a dumb question. Why is it called Dumb Question Amnesty? Because a lot of people are scared to ask questions that they fear are dumb.
Free from ridicule.
They don't want to look stupid or they don't want to be ridiculed. Well, that's why you have amnesty from any kind of ridicule.
And I know
It is
there's
Dumb Question Amnesty.
We always say there's Google, there's ChatGPT, but there's sometimes there's just certain things you just forget about. And you go, oh,
Yeah,
I
you're
hear
in the
Rilla,
car.
Ryan, and Eric, and Kevin, and Sam are talking about this. I'm going to add.
I'm going to call in and ask you.
Or it's stuff like behind the scenes. They want to know about radio or things.
Right. So
We'll do it.
833-390-KRBE. Let's get to your questions. Victor's up first. Hi, Victor. Good morning.
Hey guys, good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Monday.
What is your question, sir?
All right, so it might not be that dumb, but this question's for Special K.
Oh.
All right,
Sure.
Special K. How come you don't make any more intro parodies like you used to like 10+ years ago?
Oh.
Okay, bring up my folder and see when the last one
You
is
gotta-
I made because I
You gotta
do
get it
make
before
them.
6.
We just don't play them before 6 a.m. They don't get played during the show.
You did
Well,
closure
we used
time.
to do, we haven't done the 5-minute challenge in a long, or the 3-word challenge in a long. Maybe we'll bring
Three-word
that back.
song challenge.
The three-word song
Creative.
challenge was where people would text us at 37530 a funny sounding word, and we'd pick 3 of them, and he'd have like 5 minutes to make a song out of it. We haven't done that in a long time. Victor's right. That one has
All
been
right,
at least,
so
I feel like.
Here's
it's been
the
years
last
before
time
COVID.
I made one for the show was
It probably was Bourbon Eyes, Eric's song, which
There you
was
go.
January 30th.
so I
He's
just made
talking
one 2
about the
months ago.
intros. You did the intro for, what was the one? Oh my
He's on
God.
Round Table. You did the Round Table. You did Look at Me Now.
He also had a band, too. And
Yeah, my
Oh,
band
yeah.
is gone.
Dong
can't
Party's
get
gone.
interns anymore. They won't.
No, it's
Yeah.
true.
No companies let you do
Victor, when we
internships.
used to have interns that would play the guitar or the keyboard, it was way easier for us to be on the fly like that. To be like, Kevin, go in there with so-and-so, whoever plays guitar, and y'all figure this out.
Oh, you did try it
And come back in
Tuesday.
5 minutes.
And so before that song was April 2024, I made, I guess what you could say, a show opener song.
Yeah,
you know,
this one was...
maybe I'm just not paying attention because I don't listen to any of the new music that's out today. But you know, the last one I remember that you made was "Today's Gonna Be a Good Day" by the Black Eyed Peas. That's the last
you
intro
mean
I
those
remember.
kinds of song parodies?
Like
Yeah.
14 years ago? or-
Yeah. Okay, wait. You're talking about that. We're talking about like elements of the show, but yes, like full-on parodies of the pop songs, Kev.
Yeah,
It's
that's
been
what
a
I have
long
Sam. That's
time
what I
for
have
that.
Sam looking at right now.
Okay. So Bourbon Eyes was one of those.
I mean, that
That's
could
not-
be an
that's not-
opener.
That was just
a fun
So-
You
song.
need to
just
bring
a
back
funny
the
song.
classics, man.
Yeah.
Bring it back to classics.
I mean, we have some badass songs
Like
that we
KDG
put together.
Spagistan?
Yeah, that was one that we made with a band. Then I also had other interns who did audio production and were able to auto tune me.
I know, they were so
That
good.
was so awesome.
Back
So,
in the good
I'll
old
tell you
days
what,
of interns.
I will find a song that's about to be really popular and try to get us something new together because of course we did rebrand the show with Eric on there.
And
so
you got to put Victor's name in there just for fun, little Easter egg. Victor's name has to be hidden in there somewhere.
Victor.
Victory. Yeah, you're right.
I appreciate the motivation, sir. I will get on that.
Thanks, Victor.
Thank you so much.
You have a great
All
day.
right. Have a great day.
Take care, guys.
Take care. Bye.
Plus, a lot of times we can't put them on podcasts, right? Certain
Yeah.
songs that are
That's
neat
right.
That's a
If
biggie
they're
too. Yeah.
licensed.
because we have so many podcast listeners. It's radio
They miss out.
Annoying sometimes.
The live
Stuff like
radio
that.
listeners get
The
more than the
rules.
podcasters because we can do things live that we can't put on the podcast.
Oh, and the Roses text tune, people got real mad at me for that, for making light of people's travesties. So I don't
Well,
know.
because sometimes people are experiencing a horrible trauma. It's not
On
always
the
good.
nanny cam. So that one. On the nanny cam.
Can't win them all.
Dumb question amnesty continues at 833-390-KRBE. Mr. Cervantes is up next. Hello.
Go Cougs!
Hey,
Tell
Final
us what
Four.
school you teach at again. I can't remember. Is it Langham Creek or what's your school?
Langham Creek High School.
That's right.
Good
And they
memory.
have
Langham
extended,
Creek.
and the school board voted to extend our PACE class, the one that teaches them, English, things to do, writing emails, applications,
Nice.
scholarship applications, stuff like that. So
Bravo.
a fantastic class. They decided to do it. And anyway, my dumb question amnesty question for my students is, how come some major bands, and lots of them, skip Houston when there's so many millions of people here?
Yeah, on their tour list.
It's all
Sometimes
about
Houston gets
coordinating.
skipped,
Usually, a lot of major productions will have hubs where they make that their home base where they can do rehearsals and everything. And from there, they'll branch out to the surrounding areas.
Plus logistics.
That's what it's
Yeah,
all
it's all
about.
logistics.
If they can say they want to come to Dallas and Austin and Houston and then like April 10th, 11th, and 12th, but they say they can do Houston and Dallas, but they can't because Austin's got something going on.
And sometimes, yeah,
like right now
the
this weekend is
availability.
Final Four. So if a concert's coming to Houston and Dallas, they can't go to San Antonio that weekend
because Final Four.
Yeah.
And
It's all
sometimes they don't want
scientific.
to. Like Madonna never wanted to come to
Yeah, she
Texas
never
for a
wanted to
long
come back to
time.
Texas for
Yeah,
how many years?
Sometimes there'll be a concert in Japan and the next week in Dallas. And we're like, well, if they can go from Japan to Dallas, they definitely can skip that sorry city and come to Houston.
It's what Eric said. I mean, it's the venue
I
availability.
tried to book guests back in the day, and because when I was in Dallas, I could get lots of celebrities. But people would fly from like New York down to like Miami, shoot over to Atlanta, and hit Dallas and go across the country instead of down that extra 40 minutes.
Right. Even this last
They
tour.
said they do Hispanic actors and African American actors more in Houston than they would like any other actor.
Really? But there was a
Asian
tour
and
we talked about. I don't know if it's
know why.
God, what's the last tour we were giving away tickets for, y'all? The big one. No, I think I talked about Morgan Wallen or somebody. Somebody we were talking about some big tour is coming, and we looked at the grid. They are coming to Houston, but then they leave to go to 3 other states, and they come back to go to Dallas or something weird. I can't remember which pop star that
That's
was.
the hub concept
And I'm like,
that
this
I'm
is
talking
so
about.
weird. Like, you're already in Texas. Why not just go up to the next Texas city? But that's, again,
Even
to the
Taylor Swift,
logistics and
remember?
what's happening.
She went to Dallas and then didn't come here.
Yeah,
straight.
she didn't make it in a
Went
succession.
past to Tampa and then came back.
Right.
And they also do like market demographic research too, where they're going to sell the most tickets. And
Mr.
we're
Cervantes.
not hot in this town.
Have a great day at school today, Mr. Cervantes. Tell everybody we said hi.
Go Cougs!
Go
Go
Cougs!
Cougs! Yeah, go Cougs! What time is that game on Saturday?
That
7:40.
game is going to be at 7:49 Saturday at the Alamo Dome.
Not 7:50.
7:49.
Tip off.
We have to be absolutely.
And
Clear
go
about
Stros
that.
and go Rockets. We had a good sports weekend. Even though the Stros stressed me out. We squeaked out that series
Rockets
win.
play tonight to play the Fakers.
The Lakers.
I
Sorry,
love it.
It's time for What's Going Down in H-Town on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
104.1 KRB.
Let me add this one thing real quick, Ryan, because we were going to do this in Scoop, but we got so caught up with Chapel Roan. We're about to step into the window 7 to 7 for Kendrick Lamar SZA tickets. We have a chance for you to win those tickets. Speaking of tours, they're coming to NRG Stadium April 23rd. So between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m., when you hear the special sounder, that's when you call in for Kendrick SZA tickets.
And a lot of people that didn't get in for DQA will be doing it at 8 o'clock.
Oh,
yeah.
We're bringing it back.
So have you guys seen this? There's a Houston man. He's been previously convicted in 6 different Houston area jewelry thefts. Now he's facing similar charges in Orlando after he allegedly stole and swallowed 2 pairs of diamond earrings valued at $800,000.
That sounds painful.
Yeah, police allege
Swallowed
that
them?
Jathan
Oh, God.
Gilder, he's 32 years old, posed as an NBA assistant when he was in Tiffany's and Company, and he asked to see a ring and 2 sets of earrings. And the total value of $1.4 million. An employee was able to get the ring back, but the man escaped with the 2 pairs of diamonds worth nearly $800,000. Listen to this. After they did catch him, and they had to wait for him to expel them the natural
I'm surprised
way.
that doesn't happen more often where like, people like magicians are good with their hands. Mm-hmm. They can like study those make fake ones, go into the store. Oh, can I look at these?
Sleight
and
of
see 'em,
hand.
and just change it real quick. Because how would you know?
You know, when I was in
So
in
go
my
to
20s,
magic school if you want to become a master thief.
Yeah, there you go. Like, was that
Right.
one with Woody Harrelson?
I don't know.
Oh my God! Now You See Me or something like that? Or
Oh, yeah. They're doing a third one of those
I didn't know
now.
that. I never saw that movie.
is it called Now You?
It's Jesse
There is a
Eisenberg.
movie called Now You See Me. I didn't know it's about magic though.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're
That's
good.
yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, one's magic, one's
They all have their
hypnotist. They all have their
forte.
When I was in my late teens, early 20s, there was a story in Houston about this woman who was notorious for stealing things from Neiman Marcus. And the way she would do it is it was at the jewelry counter and she would wear mock turtlenecks. You know what a mock turtleneck looks like? It's not a fold over turtleneck. So she would pretend like she's trying it on and she'd tuck it into the mock turtleneck.
Oh, my gosh.
She would tuck it into the turtleneck and finally they busted her and they got her.
Well, they busted this guy.
They're too greedy.
And yeah, they did. They had to fish it out, believe it or not. And they were able to match the serial numbers.
Keep him incarcerated until he had a movement.
20% off, I hope.
Yeah. No, they said that they
How about those poop rings?
they were cleaned and put back on the shelves, I guess.
No way! Oh no, thanks. No.
I don't want no turdy
Well,
rings.
you would never know. How would you ever know? They're never going to know.
you'd
How
be
would they
like,
know?
this
How
one's
would they know?
stinky.
They won't know. How would they know? You will never know that that's what you got.
How would they know?
That's right.
How would they know?
All right, coming up next, if you have ever taken a prescription drug that was given to you for sleep, like Ambien or one of the other Ambien-like drugs, wacky things have happened. This is why the phone lines fill up when we ask you for your, quote, Ambien stories.
This is a great lesson to learn. Like, maybe you shouldn't be taking this stuff.
Right. We are kind of still shocked that it still gets prescribed, Ambien by name especially, because most of the horrible offenses happen under Ambien. But if you ever took a sleep drug that was prescribed to you and you had a wacky side effect, we want to hear about it at 833-390-KRBE. You know, the woman whose husband saw her driving at 1 a.m. when he was coming home from work from his
that's
late shift,
so scary.
taking their son to school, and she thought it was 6 a.m.
That is awful.
Craziness. So 833-390-KRBE, your sleep drug stories, Ambien stories, next on The Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.